What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Boss Man.
Hey, let's go. Hey, we here, man. Got my homie Elliott in the building again. We here with another one for y'all, and this one's gonna be about Visions, the new Star Wars / anime Star Wars, and we kind of giving y'all like a review on that, man. I think that joint is crazy. Disney Plus, y'all did it with this one. What's your opinion, man? Talk to me. How you feeling about the Star Wars Visions, man?
So watching Visions kind of made me think about back when I watched Rogue One for Star Wars.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen Rogue One, but it's something that happens in the universe. The Star Wars is, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, all that, right? But it's almost completely separate. Like the only character, like there are very few characters that are in Rogue One that you've seen before or that you see again. No spoilers, but it's a good story, and because of that way that they did that, the writers weren't restricted in things they could do and say. And that's how I felt with Visions, right? Especially with each episode being its own story, they could go crazy.
Yeah, I felt the same way, man. Like even I watched the last episode today, and I'm thinking it's gonna go one direction, and this went another direction. I'm like, yo, this is kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
I thought they really changed the game with that, man. And then one thing that me and my brother talked about, he was kind of like, he wished they would have literally kept the Star Wars story the same and just made it anime. I felt like I was like, that would have been fire too, to see Luke and them, to see Obi-Wan and them in anime style. But at the same time, even having it like this, it kind of reminds me of you told me, what was the name of the series? I used to watch it, Robots and Friends, I think. It was I forgot the name. It was like a 3D type of series. It had different stories, but it was
Love, Sex, and Robots.
There we go, Love, Sex, and Robots. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of that, man. And what I like about this, I feel like no matter what we were watching or what part, when you got towards the end of the story, you gonna get some action. It was lit, man. You definitely were getting some action, man.
It was good. And it had good animation, right? It's key.
Yes, boy. That Trigger Studios,
yeah.
when they used the Force to.
I like that one because they with all of these, they took the parts of Star Wars that make it great and did what they wanted to. You got lightsabers, you got the Force, you got ships, you got all that. And then with that episode you're talking about, they even used the idea of having twins born, from the Force, just like Luke and Leia, right? In the actual story.
Fire.
But this time they're born, to the Sith, and so you have Force twins born from the dark side of the Force, and that's a cool idea. It makes me think, like I was saying earlier in the video, of Marvel's What If, right? If you're a Marvel person, it's the same idea. It's literally, what if this happened? So what if there were Sith twins born from the dark side of the Force, and they give you an episode and they animate it, they give you a whole story. It's great.
Fire.
So, it's great.
What would you say your favorite episode was?
I really like feudal Japan and samurais and samurai movies. So that first episode, the duel, that hit right at home.
Yeah.
That had me hooked from the start.
Yeah.
And that's another crazy thing about it is they'll show you that, and then the next episode will be about a band, right?
Yeah.
And that was, I was talking to G right here, and I was like, and I found out later that was the intention, right? But the animators that did the episodes or did other shows, because it reminded me, I was like, I feel like the episode with the band is a lot like Steven Universe.
Yeah.
And then there's an episode with the robot boy, and I'm like, that's a lot like Astro Boy.
Yeah. He was getting busy. He did he was
And then I was
busy.
like, oh wait, it's the same animators. So that makes sense.
Fire. You know what's crazy? Once you told me that, I was literally at that point, every episode I was like, what studio is this? I was trying to figure that I was trying to figure it got harder for some reason.
It did.
I knew Trigger though. When I saw Trigger, I was like, yeah.
There were some that were easier than others, but
it
was really good, and I think, they're talking about a second season is almost definitely gonna happen, so that's really cool.
It hurt my heart too when you initially told me yeah man, they're gonna be dropping one at a time. I was like, oh. Oh,
Yeah, that was a nice surprise. That was
So
a nice
they dropped
surprise.
all of them. I was like, yeah, we here, man. That was perfect. I think that was
a nice
perfect.
surprise.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Those fight scenes, man, they be so key,
Yes.
man. Oh, the color schemes, everything.
That
man.
episode, like that fight scene, just put a nice bow on top.
It was beautiful.
You're kind of
man.
like you're following the plot and all that. You're like, this is cool, and then it's like, here's the fight scene. You're like, wow, okay, that's a nice one to wrap that up.
That's so perfect, man.
Ship it. So
yeah,
I really enjoyed Visions a lot, man.
Me too,
I'm
man.
looking
That
forward
joint
to
was fire.
I'm looking forward to season 2.
Facts.
You never said. I'm assuming the Trigger Studio episode is probably your favorite.
my favorite, man. Oh man, that first episode was kind of tough, man.
When he pulls out that lightsaber samurai.
I might have to. It might literally be the first episode, or episode 8 with the rabbit being
Low, okay.
low. I kind of
Yeah.
I felt that one a lot, and I like how they went into it. If I had to choose, I'm gonna say the first one right now. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Hey, all right.
I'm gonna go with the first
I
one.
like it.
Yeah. That animation crazy, boy.
It was
Oof.
way different
That
too. I
jump
think
was
putting that one first set
the tone. They
You're
facts.
like,
All
this,
facts.
what? There's no color, and then until they pull out the lightsaber.
Zoom. They would have said zoom.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Good,
sure,
good.
man. What would you rate Visions?
We're talking 1 to 10.
1 to 10, like 10 being the best.
Video. I mean, best what? Like best anime I've ever seen.
Oh no, like my bad. Like on a scale, like I give it an 8 out of 10, 10 out of.
I mean, because there's nothing like it, really. I mean, I'd have to give it a 10,
Hey.
honestly. But I mean, it's nothing really like it. What If is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
And
I would say.
I think I do like it more than What If because it's just so. What If, I don't know if you watch it or if you know of it, but it's all Marvel, but it's different parts of the timeline, but different things happen. But the thing is the animation is the same the whole time. Where with Visions, it's a different animation, it's different everything. It's very diverse and cool and
Facts.
crazy. And so I think, out of those two, I'd pick Visions. So I had to give it,
That's fine.
a 10.
That's why I give it a 10 too.
Yeah.
Man, for sure. Before we wrap it up, what's your favorite Star Wars?
Ooh,
What episode?
I already mentioned it earlier. I'd have to say Rogue One. Rogue One was really cool, and the thing that's interesting about that fact alone is that sure they talk about Darth Vader and the Skywalkers and all that, but you don't really see them. It's not about them. It's just cool to see some fresh stuff. So Rogue One is probably my favorite.
Nice, man.
What about you?
I would say, I'm gonna say episode 2, man. I felt like episode 2, that was like, I think episode 2 set the tone for me, especially towards the end, man. Like towards the, it wasn't necessarily a tournament, but when they all came through, pretty much the whole battle scene area, how the build up for it. I think that's what got me, man. The episode 3 touch, like that joke kind of sad, bro. I remember watching that, man, and just Anakin scrambling at the top of the bed, and he just, I'm just like, yo. Come on, man. You did this to you. Man,
we both have that end scene memorized word for word.
that scene right there. You turn and go.
If you were not with me, then you are against me.
The Force, Anakin, you. I think definitely that's it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, for sure. You already know, man. Hope to have you
Look
back,
forward.
man. Hey, it's gonna get crazy in the future, man.
I'll be
you
around.
already know.
I'll be around.
Yeah, when them anime debates come through, we going crazy. So
I'll
y'all
be there.
already know.
I'll be
for
there.
sure. But yeah, man, we out, man. It's your boy Boss Man. We out.